This girl accidentally discovered this ancient book from the Oxford University Library. When she received the book, it was covered in dust. At first, she thought that no one would care about this book. She did not know how important this book was to many people because the moment she opened the book, a special breath blew on her face. At the same time, miles away, a man chanting in the church suddenly felt that something bad was about to happen. The girl looked around, and after seeing that no one was paying attention to this place, she continued to look through. But she saw that at least 3 pages in the front of the book had been torn off. The girl turned to one side and wrote these things down. Suddenly, all the lights in the library suddenly went out. The girl still didn't pay any attention and continued to turn to the next page. But she suddenly realized that the pages under the desk lamp actually had many small transparent characters. She quickly went closer to check. Unexpectedly, these small lines of words seemed to come to life. Now, in the distance, the man felt his heartbeat suddenly increase. The blood in the man's body seemed to be responding to some mysterious call. He immediately called his assistant. Unexpectedly, the girl on the other side also encountered a similar situation. The girl suddenly felt an inexplicable pressure. Even standing up became extremely difficult. At this moment, the girl used her hand to touch these flowing lines of words. Unexpectedly, these words seemed to have life. They moved with her hand and climbed up, shocking her. She quickly pressed her hand on the ancient book, causing the words to turn back. Then she discovered a special mark on her hand. The girl's name was Anna. Both of her parents had died when she was young. Anna was the heiress of a witch family, but Anna still couldn't control her magic. Just like this morning, when Anna went to school, she accidentally dropped a document. Anna quickly grabbed it with her hand, and the papers that were flying all over the ground were returned to their original position. At first, Anna was scared and quickly looked around. Luckily, no one noticed. After seeing that no one noticed the abnormality, Anna quickly returned the book. But things couldn't be that easy, because from this moment on, the gears of fate had begun to turn, and Anna would also begin her own legendary adventure. As soon as Anna went out, she bumped into a man. After taking 2 steps, Anna suddenly reacted because the man just now looked exactly like her deceased father. But when Anna turned around, that figure had disappeared. At this time, her close friend Anneli also chased after her. But because what just happened was too shocking, Anna still couldn't calm down. At the same time, Matthew, the man from the church just now, also followed here. With his special hearing ability, Matthew was quickly found Anna's location in the crowd. On the other side, Marcus and his friend James were saying goodbye at the corner of the street. But as soon as they left, James had an accident. Marcus rushed to check, and James was in critical condition. Looking around and seeing no one, Marcus bit straight into James's neck. Then Marcus cut his wrist to let James drink his blood. Marcus hoped this would turn James into a vampire so he could survive. Unexpectedly, James suddenly stopped after only 2 mouthfuls of blood and lay on the ground. Marcus was then sent to investigate. Until the procedure was done, Matthew took Marcus to their research facility and let his assistant try to research the reason why Marcus's mission failed. Of course, they understood that this kind of research might not yield results, because over the years, their vampire family had evolved to the point of not being afraid of the sun, unless they could find the book that Matthew sensed. That book was called Ashmole 782, which was a handwritten book that recorded the origin of vampire life. This book had been missing for more than 100 years. Unexpectedly, it suddenly appeared today. Matthew took the two to discuss whether they could find the Book of Life. They also had to try their best so that the book would not fall into the Mage Association, because some of those mages had tried to kill vampires, so Matthew had to go talk to Anna, who had found the book. The next day, Anna went to the library to check the information, but Anna could not reach the book she was looking for. With the witch power inside Anna once again out of control, Anna accidentally let the book fly out of her hand and was picked up by someone below. That person was Matthew. Anna stared at Matthew. Anna quickly learned that Matthew was a vampire. Matthew did not deny it. He gave Anna his business card. After getting to know each other, Anna felt amused by Matthew's knowledgeable words. Anna quickly returned to her seat, but when she looked back, Matthew had disappeared. This further aroused Anna's curiosity. While drinking coffee, Anna decided to look for Matthew's information, but did not find any useful information. Instead, there were many posts by Matthew on the Oxford forum. Unexpectedly, Matthew appeared at this time. No matter how stupid Anna was, she knew for sure that this was not a coincidence. Anna immediately asked Matthew what he wanted to do. Matthew did not hide anything. He asked Anna if she had found Ashmole 782. Anna said that she had returned the book to the library. Matthew could only remind Anna to pay attention to safety. This statement sounded like a threat. Anna angrily left, but what Anna did not know was that her close friend Anneli had reported that Anna had read Ashmole 782. Far away in a forest in Finland, Lucky was leading a hunter. Soon the two of them arrived at a wooden house by the lake. The hunter hunter carefully entered the house and raised his gun to check, but found nothing. But when he turned around, a woman's voice suddenly rang out from behind. The hunter quickly turned around and was hit by a knife thrown at him by the girl. Then the girl started chanting, creating a circle of fire that surrounded the hunter. Then the ground collapsed and buried the hunter deep inside. Facing everything right now, Lucky just silently watched. Lucky knew that this witch's name was Satu. Lucky had offered to let Satu join the church, but before that, they had something more important to do. On the other side, Anna met Matthew again in the library. Matthew reminded Anna that there were many witches sitting in the library and they were all watching Anna. But Anna didn't believe it because behind her were only her close friends and the people working here. This scene left Matthew speechless. Matthew wanted to remind her again, but Anna had already left. At this point, Matthew thought he had to change his strategy. While Anna was reading in the square, Matthew just silently watched from the corner. While Anna was jogging in the morning, Matthew also watched from afar. Until Anna rowed the boat on the river, Matthew quickly sneaked into Anna's house. Matthew searched every corner but couldn't find Ashmole 782 anywhere. Until the sun set, Anna brought the boat to the shore and accidentally dropped the shirt. When she put the boat in place, Anna saw Matthew suddenly appear behind. Matthew asked Anna again about Ashmole 782. Although Anna said it was in the library, Matthew didn't believe it because Matthew felt strong witchcraft power from Anna. A powerful magician couldn't help but be interested in that book. Anna expressed her helplessness about not being able to use her magic, and then she told Matthew to go to the library to get the book if he wanted to find it. Matthew had to say that this book had been missing for centuries. During this time, many people had sensed it because Anna had opened it. That meant that no one else could have Ashmole 782 except Anna. When leaving, Matthew accidentally saw the clothes that had just fallen to the ground. After taking a deep breath, Matthew's eyes became extremely fierce. Matthew said with a serious expression. Matthew asked Anna to be careful around her. The next morning, when Anna was sleeping, a spider suddenly crawled across the bed. Anna opened her eyes and felt a strange feeling in her body. Then Anna slowly pulled her hand out of the blanket and found that her hand was covered with spiderwebs. And at this moment, the blanket on her lower body suddenly swelled up. Anna wanted to move, but her whole body was tied up by the spiderweb. The next moment, a huge spider suddenly crawled out of the bed, causing Anna to wake up immediately. This was not the first time Anna had dreamed of spiders. Although she was a witch, Anna always wanted to live a normal life, but reality often backfired. When Anna went out, she saw her coat neatly folded and placed in the mailbox. It was obvious that Matthew had returned it. Thinking about this, Anna had a smile on her face. Although Matthew belonged to the vampire faction and was hostile to witches, Matthew had always behaved like a true gentleman. At the same time, Matthew was going up the mountain to find a friend. Then, under the guidance of this friend, Matthew finally found a deer. After identifying the target, Matthew immediately started hunting. Finally, the attack was completed. At this time, Anna went to the library as usual. Anna also noticed that there were more people in the library today than usual. When Anna entered, these people were all looking at Anna strangely. Not long after Anna sat down, Peter suddenly appeared beside her. Peter even acted friendly to Anna. Anna didn't care at first, but Peter said he knew about Anna's mother. This was what Anna cared about the most. Reluctantly, Anna followed Peter because she wanted to know some information about her mother. The two went to the cafe. Peter said he had been looking for the book Ashmole 782 for a long time. Then Peter kept asking Anna what she had seen in the book. Anna had no choice but to honestly answer what she had seen. After listening, Peter continued to ask, even using an interrogative tone with Anna. Anna finally understood the other party's intentions. It was clear that Peter believed that witches created vampires. Just knowing the method in the book would make it easy to destroy them, but Anna didn't care about that and just wanted to leave. But Peter obviously wouldn't give up easily. Peter even loudly threatened that they would meet again soon. Anna confided in her best friend Annalie. Anna didn't know why Peter knew that Anna had seen the book Ashmole 782. Of course, Annalie would not say that Annalie betrayed Anna. Instead, Annalie advised Anna to listen to Peter. But Anna always wanted to be a normal person, so she did not want to get involved in Peter's affairs. So Annalie could only change the subject and advise Anna to stay away from vampires. But when talking about Matthew, Anna became interested. Anna thought Matthew was different from others. When Annalie heard this, her face suddenly trembled. Annalie tried to persuade Anna not to trust Matthew, but it was still unsuccessful. After returning home, Anna called her Aunt Sarah's colleague named Emily. Anna asked about Peter. It turned out that Peter had loved Anna's mother. Peter had persuaded Anna's parents to divorce. In the end, because Peter was infected with dark magic, Anna's parents cut off contact with Peter. At the same time, Emily also reminded Anna to be careful with Peter. That night, Anna was invited to the prom by the school professor. As soon as Anna arrived, arrived, the professor said that he would introduce Anna to an occultist. Unexpectedly, that person was Peter. Of course, Anna was not very happy because Peter had warned her as soon as they met. Peter said that it would be dangerous to get too close to a vampire, especially if the book was taken by a vampire. It would be a disaster. Anna knew a lot about Peter, so she was not too confused. At the same time, Anna also once again refused to let Peter take the book Ashmole 782. But as soon as Anna took a few steps, Peter's voice echoed in Anna's mind. This made Anna look back in horror, but she saw that Peter did not open his mouth. This was clearly some kind of magic. Anna tried to leave, but Peter's voice became louder. This sound made Anna cover her ears, but it still didn't work. Finally, Anna couldn't stand it anymore. It caused Anna's witch power to surge. The next moment, Anna's angry voice rang out in Peter's head, causing the window to shatter. The next day, Peter went to Annalie's house and asked Annalie if she knew that Anna was very strong, but it was clear that Annalie didn't know that either. At this moment, there was a knock on the door, and unexpectedly, the person standing outside the door was Anna. Seeing Peter in Annalie's house, Anna understood why Peter knew so much about her. It turned out that her most trusted best friend had betrayed Anna a long time ago. Anna shed tears of pain at her best friend Annalie's betrayal. But at the same time, Anna also remembered that Matthew had actually warned Anna to be careful. Thinking about this, Anna immediately went to Matthew's apartment. Anna knocked on the door, but no one answered, so she was a little disappointed. Just as Anna was about to leave, she met Matthew, who had just returned from the mountains. As soon as she entered the house, Anna admitted that everything Matthew said before was true, because both Peter and the witch Satu were forcing her to hand over Ashmole 782. But Matthew asked Anna to calm down first, because Matthew could smell Anna's rising anger. This would make it difficult for Anna to control her inner turmoil. Anna was speechless. She could only take a deep breath and relax. At this time, Matthew also felt relieved. After Anna expressed her opinion that she would not lend the book to Peter, Matthew gave a book to Anna. Then Matthew told Anna that when Jiawin wrote The Origin of Species, Jiawin was also thinking about the origin of vampires. So Matthew had heard about the legend of the book Ashmole 782. But Matthew has been searching for it for 200 years and has not found it. When Anna heard Matthew say that he had been searching for a book for 200 years, Anna was surprised by Matthew's age. So Anna asked and learned that Matthew was at least 500 years old. Then Matthew invited Anna to the laboratory. Because Anna smelled a bit cold, Matthew carefully put a coat on Anna before leaving. After arriving at the laboratory, Matthew introduced Marcus and Miriam. Matthew also told Anna that many creatures were dying. For example, vampires were failing to transform. The mental state of demons was becoming increasingly unstable. Witches were losing their magic. Matthew believed that if this continued, one day there would be only one race left in this world, which was humans. So Matthew wanted to study the Ashmole 782 book to see if he could find the answer. While talking, Matthew brought Anna to the door. Matthew was about to turn around and leave when Anna stopped him. Anna had read all the details in the book and told Matthew honestly. Matthew immediately expressed his gratitude. Such an action was obviously very dangerous for a vampire, but Matthew seemed to have completely suppressed his inner urge. The next day, Matthew appeared before Anna again. Matthew even persuaded Anna not to go to the library anymore. As a result, the two of them only spoke a few words before Annallie came to find Anna. Annallie explained to Anna that Peter was a good man. Annallie also persuaded Anna not to get too close to Matthew. This made Anna extremely angry, and she quickly left. After a while, Matthew took Anna to a manor. Everything here was old and stained. It turned out that this was Matthew's house. It was just that Matthew rarely came here. At the same time, Matthew also revealed to Anna that vampires can actually be killed. At this time, Matthew asked Anna if Anna had used magic to summon books. Anna quickly denied it, and Anna also laughed at herself for not being good at magic. When Matthew heard this, he fell into deep thought. Matthew deliberately poured the wine in his hand onto the books on the table. At this point, Anna used magic to move them aside and then angrily turned around to scold Matthew for being crazy. But Matthew explained that his guess about Anna seemed to be correct. Anna's magic was instinctive. As long as Anna needed it, the magic would automatically perform. This statement made Anna herself feel reasonable. But Anna did not remember when her magic first appeared. This guess did not leave an exact answer at the present time. When it was time to say goodbye, Anna also invited Matthew to visit her house the next day. At this time, Emily in New York added water to the bowl. Then Emily gestured and muttered something in her mouth. After a while, Emily added a few drops of holy oil. There was a dark shadow that seemed to be chasing the white smoke. Unexpectedly, Aunt Sarah accidentally walked in at this time and interrupted the spell. Emily helplessly said that there was a vampire who was very close to Anna. Aunt Sarah immediately became worried and immediately called Anna to warn warn her to stay away from the vampire. Otherwise, didn't know when Anna's blood would be drained and her memory would be taken away. But Anna refused to listen to Aunt Sarah's advice. Anna also said that she had invited the other party to dinner tomorrow, and at this time on the other side, the witch Satu was moving on a river. As the ship continued to move forward, rows of palaces suddenly appeared on the empty river. Soon, the ship reached the dock. This was the territory of the church. There were areas reserved for vampires and wizards. While talking, the priest took Satu to the wizard's archive. It could be seen that this place was very ancient. After looking around, Satu quickly found a page of documents that was intentionally hidden among a pile of files. In addition to the photo album recording the death of Anna's parents, Satu knew that there was a secret hidden inside. Satu took out the special fine sand that she had prepared a long time ago. While spreading the sand, Satu muttered a spell, causing the hidden part to gradually appear. But right now, a vampire suddenly snatched the paper. Satu warned, but the vampire blocked her hand. Satu immediately used magic to make the words on the paper quickly disappear. The angry vampire lifted Satu into the air. Satu almost broke neck, but in the end, the vampire let Satu go and asked who the name Anna was written on the paper. The next day, Marcus stood guard at Anna's door early in the morning. Marcus said that something had happened to Matthew, and Marcus would take on the task of protecting Anna. Anna was very resistant at first, but then thought that she could learn more about Matthew through Marcus. At this time, Marcus also planned that if Anna could contribute some research samples, Marcus could find out where Anna's family came from. Anna also became interested after hearing this. Anna went to the lab with Marcus. Just as Meram was preparing to take Anna's blood, Matthew suddenly appeared. Matthew's tone was very stern. Matthew knew very well how attractive witch blood was to vampires. This was clearly a mutual protection behavior. That night, Anna had carefully prepared candles to wait for Matthew. At this time, there was a knock on the door, making Anna think that Matthew had arrived. Unexpectedly, the person standing in front of her was Peter. Peter ignored the obstruction and rushed into Anna's room. At the same time, Peter mocked Anna that not only did Anna stay away from her own witch community, but she also went to cook for vampires. At this time, Matthew appeared with a bottle of wine in his hand. Seeing this scene, Peter could only shake his head angrily and leave. Now there was only a man and a woman in the same room. Even the atmosphere became hazy. Matthew also once again demonstrated his powerful ability. He did not just taste the different ingredients in the red wine. Matthew could even smell the different scents on Anna's body. Anna thought it was embarrassing to have to taste such a taste, but Anna also wanted to taste Matthew. Matthew was afraid that he would bite Anna, so he quickly grabbed his coat and ran out of the room. The next day, Anna was still thinking about the wine Matthew brought. Suddenly, an envelope was stuffed into the door. When she opened it, Anna was so scared that she threw the letter out on the spot. Later, Anna went to see Annalie with the photos of her parents' death because Anna was sure that Peter had sent them. But Annalie said she didn't know anything. Not getting a satisfactory answer, Anna quickly left. At this time, Matthew went to Anna's house again, but he noticed that the door was not closed. Matthew carefully entered the room. Matthew quickly noticed the photos on the table. Anna went to the library and wanted to borrow the book Ashmole 782. The librarian said that recently many people wanted to borrow the book Ashmole 782, but this book was missing. But at Anna's request, the librarian still decided to find the book Ashmole 782. At this time, Peter appeared again. Immediately after that, two more church members and Annalie also slowly walked out of the darkness. At this time, the librarian returned and said that the book Ashmole 782 was not found. Peter immediately ordered the librarian to find it again. The librarian did not know the identities of these people, so the librarian angrily asked them to leave. Unexpectedly, Peter controlled the library management with magic. This moment made Anna completely angry. A strong wind suddenly appeared in the library. When Anna turned back to glare at Peter, the strong wind blew away the crowd. Just like that, Peter fell heavily to the ground. But at this moment, Anna also felt her blood boiling. Anna began to feel that she could not control herself. At this time, Matthew rushed in despite the strong wind. Matthew kept comforting Anna and helped Anna's breathing gradually calm down. The chaotic wind also gradually calmed down. Matthew then took the exhausted Anna home. After Anna fell asleep, Matthew called Marcus to protect Anna. Matthew would go to Peter to deal that problem. However, this move was strongly opposed by Marcus. Marcus felt that such an impulsive approach would cause the church to attack their family. At the same time, Marcus also suggested that Anna could only be taken elsewhere for the time being. Matthew also gradually calmed down. He decided to leave with Anna. When Anna woke up in the middle of the night, Matthew had packed his things and was waiting nearby. After knowing Matthew's thoughts, Anna initially disagreed. Matthew reminded Anna that although Anna possessed powerful magic, she could not control it yet, so they needed to find a place for Anna to practice her witchcraft. Anna thought the same. After a passionate kiss, Anna decided to leave with Matthew. The guy was on a date with his girlfriend, but there was a woman beside him who was staring at him intently. It was winter, but she was dressed very thinly. Finally, the man accidentally caught her eyes, but this time it was just a glimpse. After a while, the guy and his girlfriend went to another place. When they turned back, they still saw the girl from earlier. The woman immediately looked at him with a provocative gaze. The guy was very surprised. He turned to look at his girlfriend and quickly found an excuse to leave. At a deserted street corner, the two met. Just as they were rushed into each other's arms, the girl suddenly bit his neck, scaring him. Even though he ran away until sunset, the girl still chased him. Then she tore off the guy's clothes and bit him hard. This matter quickly reached her father, Gerbert. Gerbert called Julie in for questioning. Julie initially did not want to admit it. As a result, Gerbert bit Julie and learned the whole truth. In a fit of rage, Gerbert directly imprisoned his daughter in an underwater prison. No matter how Julie begged, Gerbert did not pay attention. At this time, Domenico returned with the news he received from Satu. Domenico said that Matthew had recently been very close to a witch. This was his chance to deal with Matthew. Gerbert initially thought this was a lie from Satu, but was still cautious. After sending Domenico away, Gerbert took out a box. When he opened it, there was a living human head inside, and this head was indeed a prophet. Gerbert was an ancient vampire. At this time, Gerbert decided to release Julia. Julia was then taken on a boat to find Matthew. At this time, Matthew took Anna to his family's 7-tower castle in France. Because Matthew's stepfather had died at the hands of a witch, Matthew's mother, Isabeau, did not welcome Anna. But Matthew still ignored the objections. Matthew brought Anna to live in the castle in the following days. Matthew not only took Anna everywhere, but also gave Anna Isabeau's horse. The two rode horses together in the manor. While Anna was resting, Matthew carefully studied the information about Anna's parents' death. With his tireless efforts, Matthew made a discovery. The next day, Anna planned to return and asked the local association for protection because Anna felt she was not welcome here. Hearing this, Matthew stopped Anna. Matthew also told Anna that the corpses of Matthew's parents had been deliberately staged as a place to worship Satan and that there were magic symbols under Anna's parents' bodies. This proved that Anna's parents did not die naturally. Anna's parents showed signs of being killed by a witch. Except for Peter, other magicians had also been in danger. Anna immediately had a bad feeling about Peter when she heard this. That night, Anna also told Isabeau that Anna's parents were also killed by a witch. All creatures have good and bad qualities, so Anna hoped that Isabeau would not hate her anymore. Isabeau also knew about it, so she was a little sympathetic. On the other side, at Peter's call, the demon leader Agata and the vampire leader Bamboo led several other family representatives to gather. Peter said that Matthew the vampire had taken away a witch. This violated the iron law of the church that all species were not allowed to interact with each other. Punishment had to be carried out. Matthew's eldest brother Benjamin was very surprised by such a sudden situation. Taking advantage of the break in the meeting, Benjamin tried to contact Matthew but could not. Benjamin could only call Marcus. Under Benjamin's questioning, Marcus had to reveal Matthew's location. The meeting resumed. Benjamin asked about Anna's life experience. While Peter was silent, Satu said that Anna had been tested, but the test did not record it. Anna had strong magical powers. Peter immediately interrupted Satu. Peter felt that Satu still had many secrets that he did not want to reveal. At this time, Benjamin also thought that Peter just wanted to take the book from Anna. Benjamin's statement immediately attracted everyone's attention. At the same time, everyone criticized Peter's behavior. The situation became more chaotic, so Benjamin stopped everyone. Then Benjamin declared that it was Matthew who took Anna away, and the congregation should send a representative to take Anna back. After the meeting, Peter called Satu to the archives. As soon as Satu entered, Peter complained about why Satu did not tell him about the test. Then Peter took out a small ball from his pocket. It immediately made Satu unable to move. At this time, the ball in Peter's hand completely suppressed Satu. Peter immediately warned Satu not to investigate further. Then Peter pushed the ball forward, causing Satu to fall backwards onto the table. It was clear that Satu was under a lot of pressure at this time. It seemed that if Peter let go, the small ball would crush Satu's face. In the end, Peter spared Satu because Satu was still useful. At the same time, Anna was gradually being welcomed into Matthew's family. They not only had dinner together, but also danced together. The magical power in Anna's body seemed to be cheering as Anna danced to the song. Anna's whole body was emitting a faint light. Anna and Matthew then walked around the castle. Not long after, a figure suddenly appeared. Matthew's smile immediately disappeared. Of course, Matthew understood why Domenico was here, so Matthew told Anna to go back to her room, but Anna did not agree. At this time, Isabeau and the butler also came, but Domenico was representing the congregation here, so he was not afraid. Domenico even directly asked Anna to go back with him for the congregation to interrogate. Matthew stepped forward in annoyance, but was mocked by Domenico, asking if Matthew wanted to become the enemy of the entire congregation. Even Isabeau loudly reminded him, but Matthew did not hesitate to step forward and ask the butler to take Anna away. The moment Anna was taken away, Matthew immediately restrained Domenico. After venting his anger, Matthew also spared Domenico's life. But before Domenico left, he still let out harsh words. Returning to the castle, Anna asked the butler what was going on. The butler revealed that the congregation had a convention that forbade love between species. Violating the convention would result in severe punishment. At this time, Matthew also returned from outside, but Matthew's attitude had changed dramatically. Matthew didn't want the situation to get out of control, so Matthew planned to compromise. Anna was shocked when she heard this. She didn't expect Matthew to suddenly change his mind. Anna quickly stepped forward to stop him. Anna really wanted to with Matthew. Just then, the phone rang, and after picking up the phone, Matthew's expression gradually became serious. It turned out that the Oxford laboratory was attacked, so Matthew needed to go back. Anna would stay here. Matthew hoped that Isabeau would protect Anna no matter what happened. After speaking, Matthew quickly left. Anna chased after him, but it was too late. The painful tears immediately fell to the ground, and the sky began to rain. Isabeau was extremely surprised to see this scene. When Anna slowly looked up, the rain also moved. Everything turned into a bright spot as if by magic. The next day, while taking a bath in the bathtub, Anna began to calm down and make a plan. Not far away, Isabeau was watching Anna curiously. Just because of Anna's action of summoning a rainstorm last night, it was said that someone with such power had not appeared for hundreds of years. This was also the terror in the hearts of vampires like them, but for Anna, this was just a witchcraft that Anna could not control. So Anna suggested going back to New York to see Aunt Sarah for help. Because Isabeau had promised Matthew that she would protect Anna with her life, of course Isabeau would not allow Anna to leave. So Isabeau decided to take Anna hunting. In fact, it was just a show from Isabeau. Isabeau ate the fox in front of Anna. The purpose was to tell Anna that Matthew also hunted like this sometimes. Isabeau hoped that this would make Anna lose her love for Matthew. But Anna did not waver at all, because Anna could understand that this was the only way vampires could survive. Seeing that this did not work, Isabeau introduced Matthew's life experience to Anna. Isabeau told Anna that Matthew had lived for 1,500 years. Matthew was born in this town as a human. Then Matthew became a craftsman, married a wife, and had a 5-year-old child. But they all died of the plague. Then Matthew built a church for his wife and children. Isabeau told Anna that the person Matthew loved would always be his wife, because Matthew had never had another relationship in the past 1,500 years. However, Anna was still steadfast that she would never leave Matthew. On the other side, Matthew was rushing back to the laboratory. Miram and Marcus smelled the scent of witches among the intruders. Miram also blamed Matthew and said that it was all because Matthew fell in love with a witch. This caused the laboratory that had been kept secret for many years to be exposed. Matthew didn't care about this. Matthew suddenly recognized the scent of this invading witch. Matthew ignored Miram's obstruction and angrily rushed out. Soon Matthew found Annalie in an alley. Matthew quickly asked why Annalie betrayed Anna. Annalie replied that it was because Anna was with a vampire, which made Annalie feel disgusted. Annalie also said that the vampire race should be eliminated from the world as soon as possible. Hearing this, Matthew became even angrier and immediately approached and bit Annalie's neck. Matthew then quickly watched the process of Annalie entering the laboratory. Matthew also discovered that Annalie had taken a photo of Anna's blood sample. After making sure that nothing was left out, Matthew immediately threw Annalie to the ground. Matthew then took the camera phone from Annalie's pocket and left. Annalie immediately went to the members of the witch group to report the news. The incident was quickly reported to Peter. After discussing with the other witch families, Peter once again called a meeting at the church and accused Matthew of attacking the witch members. The balance between the races was at stake, and Peter also demanded that Anna be brought back to the church immediately. But Benjamin rejected Matthew's reason for attacking because Anneli had invaded the vampire territory first. But apparently some people were not convinced. The vampire Gerbert even took the initiative to help by personally going out to capture Anna. As the current leader of the congregation, Benjamin stopped everyone and promised to personally bring Anna back to the church. Due to Benjamin's current power and status, everyone had no choice but to agree. After the meeting, Satu was puzzled as to why Peter did not join forces with the other vampires. The always arrogant Peter became cautious after hearing this. Peter said that Domenico was a cunning fox, and Gerbert was even more terrifying. Gerbert was rumored to have imprisoned the witch's head for centuries. On the other side, Matthew also began to be busy. After returning to the laboratory, Matthew worked day and night to analyze Anna's DNA sample. Matthew finally found a breakthrough discovery from the huge database. this, Matthew called Miriam and asked Miriam to recheck the experimental results. Matthew took this opportunity to return home. Anna and Matthew finally met again. This time, Matthew would not run away. When Anna and Matthew's fingertips slowly touched, Matthew also said what was in his heart. Isabu secretly watched from inside the house and kept shaking his head. But when Anna and Matthew stood in front of each other, Isabu still accepted Anna. After dinner, Matthew solemnly took out a piece of information. Matthew said that he had recently analyzed Anna's DNA sample in Oxford. It was found that she had all the genetic signs of a witch. Anna had traces of water and air elements. There was also an earth element, which showed that Anna still had many hidden abilities. Anna smiled and shook her head. Anna had never felt a connection to magic like other witches. But Matthew had a different perspective. Matthew felt as if Anna's magic was awakening. Maybe there would be a change soon. At the same time, Domenico found Julie in a bar in London. Domenico said that Matthew was having a good time with another woman and also gave the address of Matthew's castle. When Julie heard this, she became angry and quickly left. The next morning, when Anna was jogging, Anna stopped. Suddenly a figure appeared behind her, grabbed Anna, and flew into the air. The person who did it was none other than the witch Satu. After somersaulting for kilometers above the clouds, Satu threw Anna directly to the ground. Anna saw Satu's rudeness and tried to run away, but the vampire leader was even more ferocious. Gerbert had been waiting outside for a long time. Anna was so scared that she could only continue to retreat, but Gerbert even smiled sinisterly and said that he could no longer hold back. At the dangerous moment, Satu spoke up to stop him. Of course, this was not because of Satu's kindness, because they had an agreement that they would wait until Satu finished interrogating Anna before handing Anna over to Gerbert. When Gerbert left, Satu's attitude changed. Satu said that Anna was a witch, so they were family. Now Satu also wanted to see how strong Anna's hidden witch power was. Anna just wanted to run away, but Satu would not let Anna go easily. Satu said that she could help Anna find the power of the witch inside. At first, Satu stimulated Anna in many different ways. Satu even said that Matthew had killed Anna's old best friend. This sentence activated Anna's witch power. When Satu saw this, she immediately planned to increase the stimulation. Satu said that Anna should not betray the entire congregation for a vampire. Otherwise, Anna's dead parents would not be able to rest in peace. Anna was furious on the spot when she heard this, because Anna had learned the truth that Anna's parents had died at the hands of a witch. This also completely shocked Satu. On this side, Gerbert once again took out the head of the ancient magician. The magician's head warned Gerbert to be careful of a witch with the blood of a lion and a wolf. But when Gerbert asked if this person was Anna or Satu, the magician's head remained silent. This made Gerbert very angry, but could not do anything. On the other side of the castle, Matthew woke up. He saw that Anna sleeping next to him had disappeared. This time, Matthew was a little panicked. Matthew quickly searched around the castle. At the same time, Benjamin returned on a helicopter. Matthew immediately thought that perhaps Benjamin had kidnapped Anna, so Matthew did not hesitate to step forward and ask Benjamin to reveal where Anna was hidden. Seeing Matthew so crazy, the butler arrived in time and said that he had found Anna's scent in the garden. There was also another person's scent. When he arrived at the scene, Matthew quickly deduced that someone had kidnapped Anna and that this person had the ability to fly. According to Benjamin's information, only Satu had such an ability. Benjamin immediately called Peter to interrogate him, but Peter obviously did not know anything about this. Peter even lied outright that Satu was by Peter's side at the moment. Of course, Matthew and Benjamin wouldn't believe it. Matthew contacted Anna's powerful aunt Sarah again, and Emily, partner of Aunt, also saw Anna in the dark with witchcraft, as if she were in a castle. Then everyone analyzed that Gerbert and the magicians might have kidnapped Anna because there happened to be an abandoned castle owned by Gerbert nearby. With this deduction, Matthew quickly set off with Benjamin. At the same time, Satu stopped provoking Anna's anger with words. Satu switched to using a magic weapon. While chanting, her fingers also tapped in rhythm, and the surrounding space seemed to have undergone some kind of change. Then Satu just reached out and lifted Anna into the air. What followed was a life-threatening fight. Seeing that Anna's witchcraft power had not yet appeared, Satu's demeanor immediately changed. That is, turning Anna upside down and summoning the fire in her hand. While Satu was muttering something in his mouth, the fire created a circle. It was clear that Satu wanted to use this method to fully activate the witch's power in Anna's body. With Anna's scream, Satu realized something. When Satu moved the magic, the symbols on Anna's back also lit up. But the next second, Satu suddenly felt that her magic power had been drained. After a while, Satu woke up and immediately dragged Anna into the castle. Then Satu went to a deep well and threw Anna down. However, Anna's scream also alerted Gerbert, who was waiting in the castle. Gerbert arrived at the scene and saw Satu exhausted and realized that Satu had deliberately not handed Anna over to him, so he was very very angry. Gerbert quickly dragged Satu to the wizard's head and warned that if Satu did not cooperate, she would suffer the same fate. At this moment, Benjamin's helicopter arrived outside. Gerbert knew something was wrong, so he quickly closed the door and hurriedly left. Satu also knew that the situation was urgent and went to the mage's head for help. As a result, a flash of light appeared on her hand. The next second, Satu felt that the magic in her body had been restored, and just like that, Satu took the mage's head with her. Because there was no place to land the helicopter on the mountain, Matthew and Benjamin had to jump out directly. Then, the two followed the scent and quickly found Anna at the bottom of the deep well. Matthew saw Anna and immediately wanted to jump down, but was stopped by bamboo. Because this ancient well was too deep, jumping like this would not only not save people, but also cause them to get stuck. Meanwhile, Anna had awakened another kind of power. When Anna reached out, her whole body gradually flew into the air. After returning to the castle, Matthew carefully took care of Anna. Anna asked Matthew if Matthew had killed Anna's best friend. Matthew said that he should really kill this people, but Matthew softened at that time. But from now on, Matthew will never let anyone hurt Anna again. At this time, Anna also understood that the person who killed her best friend was not Matthew. At the same time, Anna also stopped Matthew from looking for Satu because Anna wanted to take revenge herself. Matthew had no choice but to agree. As soon as Matthew left the room, he met Benjamin. Benjamin planned to take Anna back to the church. This made Matthew very angry. Matthew firmly objected, making Benjamin even angrier. Benjamin was the leader of this family. If Matthew really went against the congregation because of Anna, Benjamin could only cut off relations with Matthew to protect the family. Surprisingly, Matthew did not panic at all and said that he would reorganize the Lazarus Knights to protect Anna. When Benjamin heard this, he was stunned because this abandoned Lazarus Knight had fought against the Yankee army. More importantly, among these knights, Matthew is the one who inherited the power, so Matthew does not hesitate to exercise his rights. He orders Benjamin to obey him. At this moment, in another secret place, Satu finally learns that the head in front of her is the famous witch Mariana from hundreds of years ago. At the same time, Satu sympathizes with Mariana's experience. Finally, at the request of the witch head, Satu uses a burning spell to free Mariana. At the same time, Satu also hears the full prophecy that the witch with the blood of lions and wolves will destroy the children of the night. After the recent events, Isabu feels that Anna is like a different person. Isabu also says that Anna has been completely untied. Matthew also explains that everyone thought Anna was bewitched. That is why Anna cannot use magic. But through the recent experience, Anna's power has been completely unlocked. Hearing this, Anna was worried that she had an unclear past. That caused Anna's magic to be sealed again. In addition, Anna's parents were murdered when she was young, which made Anna even more curious about the secret events in the past. In order to find out the truth of the matter, Anna and Matthew set off straight to New York and then rushed to Edison to reach Aunt Sarah's house. As soon as they reached the door of the house, it shook violently. Of course, this was not because of the earthquake, but it actually welcomed the return of its owner. A moment later, Aunt Sarah and Emily also returned. Anna immediately blocked the two people outside the door and asked if someone had cursed Anna. Sarah and Emily did not hide anything and said that the people who did it were Anna's parents. This was unbelievable. Anna could not even imagine what she had done wrong. At this time, Emily explained that Peter believed that Anna inherited her mother's ability, so Peter was always eager to challenge Anna. In order to protect Anna, her parents sealed Anna's power. Anna still found it hard to accept that she had been kept in the dark for so many years. Just as Anna was in a state of mental breakdown, the house suddenly shook again. At the same time, two figures suddenly appeared in the house. Anna's father named Stephen and mother Rebecca. This scene was like everyone suddenly traveled back to the past, but everyone knew that this was the house that was being recreated. Then everyone saw Anna's parents doing something to Anna. Obviously, this was not a punishment but a real protection. As soon as Anna's father had just sealed Anna, Peter was also there. Peter tested Anna, but the result was clearly unsuccessful. A few days later, in order to completely attract Peter's attention, Anna's parents left here and separated from Anna. Anna knew this and could not control her emotions. Anna ran into the forest blindly. Fortunately, Matthew was always behind to comfort her. The Benjamin congregation was facing fierce accusations from everyone. However, Benjamin remained calm and believed that Satu had taken Anna away. Benjamin's affirmative tone and Peter also said that the group of magicians they sent had seen Satu there. Now no one had any doubts. They immediately switched to the plan of searching for Satu. But Domenico was still very sharp. Domenico felt that Gerbert was hiding something from everyone. After the meeting, Domenico went to Gerbert's house. Only Julie was there to keep watch. Domenico was very curious as to why Julie didn't take the opportunity to run away. Julie also said that although Benjamin said that Satu had taken Anna, Domenico Domenico still thought Benjamin was lying. Anna was probably still living happily with Matthew. Hearing this, Julie clearly couldn't sit still. That afternoon, Gerbert took Julie to see Benjamin at the church. Gerbert said that the collaborator with Satu was Julie. After speaking, Gerbert turned to look at Julie, waiting for Julie to personally take responsibility. Unexpectedly, after a moment of hesitation, Julie shook her head and denied. Then Julie stood up and left, much to Gerbert's shock. At this moment, Julie seemed to have left behind all the baggage she had brought with her. At this moment, Julie craved freedom more than ever. On the other side, Anna gradually regained her spirit and planned to learn witchcraft to protect her loved ones. With Anna's talent, the candle in front of her quickly went up in smoke. Anna immediately became excited, but when Anna wanted to relight it, she aimed at the wrong target. Fortunately, Sarah used a spell to restore everything to its original state. Matthew was in the living room studying. Based on the box left by Anna's father, Matthew speculated that Anna's father was a time traveler. Emily, unable to hide it, also confirmed it. After many failures, Anna had an argument with Aunt Sarah. As a result, Anna spoke emotionally. In the next moment, Anna disappeared from the house, shocking the three people. Sarah even thought that someone had secretly used magic to kidnap Anna. At this time, Anna suddenly appeared in the warehouse. Matthew also noticed Anna's scent when Matthew ran over. Even Anna was equally surprised by the recent ability. On the contrary, Matthew was not too surprised. Matthew speculated that Anna had the same ability as Anna's father. That is, Anna had the ability to travel through time. Anna was a little amused at first, but thinking about it, this was also the most reasonable explanation. After that, Anna continued to practice magic diligently. One time, Anna accidentally cut her palm. Anna even deliberately held her hand out in front of Matthew to seduce him. The strong smell of blood aroused Matthew's vampire instincts. Matthew chased Anna, and in the process of running away, Anna awakened a new ability to fly. Seeing this scene, Matthew gradually calmed down and lay on the ground laughing. Anna was also happy for her progress. On the other hand, while everyone was looking for Satu, that night Satu appeared at Peter's house. At this time, Satu was very confident because he knew many secrets, such as Peter approaching Anna's parents. The purpose was to get the power that Peter always wanted. Unfortunately, this power was passed on to Anna. Of course, Peter would not admit it. After avoiding the test, Peter shed tears of regret on the spot. Peter really loved Anna's mother, Rebecca, but Satu thought that compared to Rebecca, Peter must like that power more. At the same time, Satu also told Peter the prophecy about the apocalypse of vampires related to Anna, so they had to separate Anna from Matthew at all costs. After leaving Peter's house, Satu clashed with Domenico. Because Satu's power had not yet recovered, she was easily defeated by Domenico. At the same time, Anna's house welcomed two guests, Miram and Marcus. However, magicians and vampires are opposing forces. Naturally, their visit also made the atmosphere here tense. As a result, while the two sides were arguing, the house shook violently. Then a hole appeared in the wall next to it, leading to an envelope. The signature on the back of the envelope was Anna's father. When opened, inside was one of the missing pages of the book, Ashmole 782, but no one could figure out the mystery of these pages. Aunt Sarah immediately planned to bring it to the lab for testing. Matthew thought that only Anna had the book. Perhaps Anna's father had hinted that Anna must obtain the book completely, but the more she knew, the more dangerous it became for her to practice, and the more difficult it became. Today, Anna practiced in the forest again to sense the danger. Anna used witchcraft to sense that there was a vampire nearby, and then she slowly walked into the warehouse. Sure enough, a figure appeared in the house, and that person was none other than Julie. It wasn't until Anna touched Julie's face that Anna was shocked to realize that it wasn't Matthew. Matthew heard the noise and ran over, but now Anna had fallen into Julie's hands. Matthew didn't dare to act rashly. When Julie met Matthew, her emotions immediately arose because Julie had been turned into a vampire by Gerbert. The purpose was for Julie and Matthew to be together. This was the only meaning of Julie's existence for so many years. But now, Matthew was combining with someone else, which made Julie completely angry. Suddenly, Julie pushed Anna away and swung her hand to directly cut Matthew's throat. Then Julie stabbed Matthew straight in the heart. When Anna came over, she saw Matthew lying on the ground in pain. Anna's eyes suddenly became determined with complete anger. The next moment, a flame appeared in Anna's hand. Then it gradually formed into a bone hit Julie, sending her flying out of the warehouse. However, Matthew's condition was getting worse. Anna could only kneel on the ground and beg the goddess for help. With the agreement of a powerful witch, Anna's request was quickly answered. Suddenly, a dagger appeared in Anna's hand. Without hesitation, Anna immediately used it to slit her wrist. When everyone came to stop her, Anna created a barrier. Then Anna started to feed Matthew her blood. After a while, Matthew went crazy and bit Anna's neck. At this time, everything that happened after Anna and Matthew met gradually appeared in Anna's mind. When Anna thought she would be drained of blood blood by Matthew, Matthew seemed to have regained his composure. After this incident, the one who was seriously injured was Anna. It took everyone a while to stabilize Anna's wound. Matthew never left this place for even half a step. When she woke up, Anna asked about Matthew's ex-girlfriend Julie. Matthew's answer was also very straightforward. Matthew affirmed that he had no relationship with Julie. Matthew then brought up another serious matter, which was how Julie could find this place. So now it was no longer safe here and couldn't just sit there and wait to die. Matthew then made a suggestion to use Anna's time travel ability to hide for a certain period of time. This was obviously a bold idea, but when Anna heard it, she was extremely excited. On the other side, after capturing Satu, Domenico quickly informed Gerbert. After giving the conditions, Gerbert met Satu, who was locked in the cellar. After learning that the head of the witch Miriana was burned by Satu, Gerbert became even angrier. After repeatedly questioning Satu, Gerbert also learned about the prophecy of the end of the vampire world. Gerbert then told Peter that the prophesied witch was definitely Anna. Gerbert and Peter also officially cooperated together. The first step was to overthrow the church leadership. So Peter immediately asked the congregation to hold a meeting to judge Satu. Benjamin also had a premonition that something was going to happen, so Benjamin immediately called Matthew to prepare everything. As soon as he hung up the phone, the house shook violently. Matthew looked curiously and saw something fall from the fireplace. At this time, Anna also came over. After picking it up and looking at it, she saw that this was a doll used by ancient wizards to perform witchcraft. When Anna observed carefully, she accidentally saw an earring. Now it was Matthew's turn to be surprised, because the owner of this pair of earrings was his mother, Isabeau, and this pair of earrings had been lost for hundreds of years. Anna and Matthew were extremely confused, not knowing what the house was trying to tell them. Then, everyone gathered to seriously discuss the possibility of time travel. Emily said that Anna's father had mentioned the conditions for time travel. It must include 3 items that existed simultaneously in time and space at that time. But this was not difficult for Matthew, because he was a vampire who had lived for thousands of years. Perhaps the only thing to worry about was traveling to the present from the distant past, because it requires powerful magic and complex training. After confirming the plan, Anna immediately started training. Under the patient guidance and encouragement of Aunt Sarah, Anna finally took the first step of teleporting from the forest to her home. Soon after, Matthew also asked Hammocks to bring 3 items from his home in France. But when Hammocks arrived, he also brought 2 other lovers, Sophie and Athanian. Sophie told Anna that there was an item in Anna's family that had been passed down from generation to generation. Until Anna's father passed away, he specifically asked Sophie to leave it to a fated person, and Sophie had a premonition through many dreams that this person was Anna. So Sophie brought the item here. As she spoke, Sophie took out a statue, which was called the statue of the goddess Anna. Only Matthew, who was by her side, found it hard to believe, because Matthew knew that this was the chess piece that Matthew had lost in a Halloween bet hundreds of years ago. Although no one knew what the chess piece was for a while, Matthew insisted that this chess piece and the previous earring appeared at the same time and place. Perhaps this was the guide, and they time traveled to this time. Then when everyone was preparing for the jack-o'-lantern, Anna took Matthew along to try teleporting. In the next moment, Anna successfully returned to the castle 25 days ago, facing Isabeau, who did not know that Matthew and Anna had not told the truth, but they said goodbye silently in their hearts. Then Matthew and Anna returned to the small town of Madison to gather with everyone. After this grand dinner, they first let Sophie's group leave. Next were Aunt Sarah and Emily, and finally, Marcus and Miriam. At this time, Matthew took out a secret letter and gave it to Marcus. Matthew would transfer the leadership of the Lazarus Knights to Marcus. After accepting the secret order, Marcus and Matthew hugged each other to say their final goodbyes. On the other side of the congregation, a meeting was held. When Benjamin interrogated Satu, Satu admitted to kidnapping Anna. Satu also claimed that Benjamin and Matthew had betrayed the church and hidden Anna. This statement was immediately supported by Gerbert and Peter. Gerbert and Peter also called for Benjamin's execution, sentenced to beheading and burning Benjamin alive. However, at this moment, the demon leader Agata stood up and asked for a vote. Gerbert and Peter had no choice but to agree. The results were in at the ballots. Initially, Gerbert and Peter thought they had a chance to win, but Gerbert and Peter discovered that Domenico was also a vampire. Not only did Domenico not vote in favor, but he also believed Benjamin was innocent and wanted Benjamin to continue serving as the leader of the congregation. In addition, with the support of some people, Benjamin escaped danger. But at this time, Benjamin once again faced Gerbert's question. Benjamin had no choice but to reveal Matthew's whereabouts. At this time, Matthew and Anna sent everyone away and prepared for the final step. Matthew took out an ancient book and chess pieces that were previously collected cryptid, which were related to a friend of Matthew's hundreds of years ago. More importantly, they appeared at the same time and place as the earring taken from the chimney, and that time was London, 1590. After determining the time and place, Matthew and Anna were ready to teleport. But at this time, Peter received the information and came. Sensing that Anna and Matthew were at home, Satu did not hesitate to use magic. The door was opened roughly by Satu, causing Anna to turn around in surprise. What will happen to Anna and Matthew? The story of the first season has also ended. If you find it interesting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next part. Goodbye and see you in the latest videos.